How's it going, guys? Back with an update on the Eye of Winter Elementalist. I made it to level 90, and it's become pretty apparent that if I want to level, I don't do Scourge. But at the same time, I also really want to do Scourge stuff, so kind of become an issue. And yesterday, right at the end of the video, I pulled the 6 link out of the void, and like, let's just compare here. So the old chest I had, the Zodiac letter, it had fire res, had chaos res on it. So the thing that I needed off of this chest was fire res. So this is what my stats are looking like: 4,200 life, 500 ES. But this one had a bunch of evasions, so I actually had a decent chance to evade attacks. But this on, I dropped a 12% chance to evade attacks, but I gained 1,200 energy shield. Because I took some stuff. I had 15 Screaming Essence of Anger from all my heists, so I'm thinking, okay, this will be easy. I just guarantee the fire res that I need on the chest. It took 2, hit 104 life, like really good ES, cold res, and it opened suffix. I'm just like, well, okay, that's our 6 link. And it's not as simple as just like, okay, like it'd be better to have an evasion chest, which it would. But I can mess with this. We can do stuff with this. So I also upgraded wands a bit. Back. So I've started looking for prophecy wands. I used all of the. Ooh, I got another one. We'll get another try here. Can't find. Do you want? Oh, I thought it worked both ways. Okay. Well, binding orbit. Just kind of looking for old stuff. So, still not this. But I got something decent. This is the one I found, I think. Maybe I found this yesterday, but it wound up being better than the previous one. And then this one here was slightly better once I put on the cast speed, but also cast speed's not what I want. I want big hits. So I would prefer, like, ideal weapon is spell damage, cold damage to spells, +1 cold. That's the ideal weapon. Crit chance to spells, crit multi, and then cast speed. Like, pretty much in that order of what I'm looking for on wands. So I've started picking up white ones so that I could just throw alks and stuff, because like playing an SSF, I'm gonna get more alks than I can use. I'm gonna get more binding orbs that I can use. So I can use these for a reason to just give myself options on wands. But I've also been picking up sandbar scepters. I think this is the ideal base weapon. If I can get big flat cold dispels, spell damage, +1, like anything on this base, the 6% Elipan I think is much better than the cast speed on a profane wand or the spell damage on prophecy wand, even though spell damage on prophecy wands is really good. So I'm going to be looking for those and continue working on weapons. So what else? Nothing else gear-wise has changed. I just hit level 20 gym. Literally in the last map I did. And which took a little longer than I wanted. And the other ones are close. So I'm not going to corrupt it yet. Maybe once I do this. Conqueror. So that's where we're at. And yeah, I'm going to want to flip these gyms, so I'm going to run into a wall where it's like, okay, I need to build back up my damage. So now is the chance to open up this Baran, which is in a T15 Coliseum map. This is going to be the first of the T14 plus Conquerors that I've fought. It actually took me longer to get this set up than I wanted, so we're going to throw this one in. I'm pretty sure the rest is going to be harder than Baran. So apparently, like, even though I was running like 14 plus maps, it was giving me, like, until I had all of the watchstones, it was not giving me the Conqueror procs to fight Cirrus. It was like which sucked because that was kind of my plan for today. Yeah, we'll run this one and fight Baran. I'm not worried about Baran at all. Single target on this build is not quite where I would like it. It could use some work, but through some, like, it's capable of doing these maps. Like, I have no issue with the maps. If I want to level, I don't do Scourge. And yeah, it's pretty straightforward there. Physical damage is hurting me a lot. It feels worse than it did with my previous chest because the evasion helps, like, mitigate some of that. Like, I can just get wrecked right now by physical damage. But elemental damage, on the other hand, like, I've got like 6k effective HP, but elemental damage, I've got an extra 2400, so I've got like 8500 elemental effective HP. So normally I find Baran mobs to be the most scary, and they're just kind of not. I'm actually struggling, like, Warlord influence maps? Oh, that's a nightmare. Let me tell you. Like, I think I'm going to have to rework a bunch of stuff, which I've got plans on how I want to rework things. This hasn't come into fruition yet. And I also still need better wands. And, like, there's a lot of upgrades. I don't have jewels. I can get, like, 40 plus multi on a jewel if I hit it right. So I guess really what I really need is I need to start farming some harvests, which is what I'm going to do tomorrow while I am... let's go. While I am re-leveling gyms. It'd be really nice if I can hit a level 21 gym, but there's also no guarantee on that. But yeah, map clear is going great, even with less. I can run LE Reflect. I can run no regen because I'm using a mana flask now instead of the Atsiri flask, because it's just costing too much mana. It wasn't working. With 3 power charges, I have enough mana regen to, like, cover things, because I got the power charge wheel on the top of the tree. Bone Shield level. A lot of things have to go right for the boss damage to be there. And it's difficult to do in the current setup. I know I mentioned a day or two ago that I really wanted to get Bone Chill on my Frostblink, and I haven't been doing that. So right now, I have to drop my exposure, I have to hit something with Cold Snap, and then I have to Frostblink to get Arcane Surge. So things just, it's not working as smoothly as it could. And actually, while thinking about it, I technically could swap the Lightning Golem, and where's my Chaos Golem? I technically could swap the Lightning Golem and put Arcane Surge on the Cold Snap, but I also don't use the Cold Snap hardly at all. It's kind of only a single target thing. But when that's up, when I have the Bone Chill down, like, it's very noticeable that I'm doing a lot more damage against the enemies, but it dissipates pretty quickly. I mean, Frostblink, it dissipates faster, but Frostblink also has effect of cold ailments, and it does leave chilled ground, so I could probably get more out of a Bone Chill off of the Frostblink. So let's go in here and see if I die to this Fizz damage. Maybe he doesn't do all Fizz damage. Maybe it's half Fizz, half lightning or cold, whatever he does. But I've been kind of fighting the bosses and things from afar. Maven hasn't made things easy, but Frostbomb lowers enemies' life regeneration, so if I have them affected by the Frostbomb, things are pretty fine there. Bosses that only do elemental damage are free. Like, I can pretty much just stand in whatever they're doing to me and take it. Golems are dying, so there is physical damage or chaos damage happening in here. And I've given this boss endurance charges, so it's getting an extra 12% cold res. Almost. But yeah, I attacked for longer than 4 seconds there. Like, it's keeping the enemy in the chilled ground of the cold snap is like my biggest source of damage, because the curse will last a while, everything else, and the exposure will last a little bit. It's just making sure to keep them both up to get the benefit of the bone chill. And since Frostblink is also instant, and refreshes its charges when I hit like a unique enemy, it's probably a better bet to constantly keep up the bone chill. But it's gonna take some finessing. Now, Baran, I believe he does physical and cold and lightning damage. So I don't want to get hit by stuff, but this fight's also pretty easy with mechanics. But yeah, like, yeah, it didn't completely take down the Aegis, and I took some damage, so it's like half physical, half lightning. So damage-wise, like, I can take a hit from Baran, and it's gonna be okay. It's not like that on most characters would have just like one-shot me. But Elementalist is strong. Golems died. They just respawn. Yeah, it's about time he decides to do this. Oh no, I moved too early. This is what I really need. Need him to sit still for a second so that I can... I think there might be benefit from, like, having a boss against a wall, like right here, and putting, like, spamming down the projectiles that I winters against a wall, so that they release their extra damage faster, the faster spiral. I've also noticed that on larger bosses, you can sometimes find the sweet spot. Like Arakali is a great example. Sunken City boss. Absolutely obliterated that spider. But yeah, this is where my single target's at, and luckily, like, hopefully I'll get 21 gem and I'll get stuff leveled, and the potential is still here. I'm just getting started with this one, and it's like capable of doing this at this point. Like, if I was in Trade League right now, I'd have a couple, like, 30 crit multi-jewels. For sure. I'd have weapons that don't suck. Alright, the SSF. Yeah, when I hit it with the cold snap, he's minus 21, it's like 21% chill in the cold snap, and that's taking 21% more damage. So just my normal chills, like, now if I could get that off the Frostblink instead of having to rely on the cold snap. So yeah, there's just a little bit of figuring out that needs to happen. And I'm scared of Drux, like, a lot. There's too much physical damage in that fight. The golems can't stay alive in there. My other character, the Consecrated Path Totems, would have just died for this fight. But maybe that is the option for taking down Drox. Beefing that character up a bit because I have to play that fight perfectly. Which is doable. I've done these fights enough. Like, I understand what's going on here. Pretty easy to dodge this stuff. Even easier when you chill Baran. You move slower. You can just, like, unload damage. But it's also the nature of a self-cast spell build. You like, there's times where you just can't deal damage. You have to move. And there we go. Conqueror down. And finally, I have one down for Cirrus. And yeah, that's kind of a daunting fight. So now, my next plan here is one of these Watchstones is going to come out. And I'm going to flip my gems, and I'm just going to perpetually grind in this region for harvests. And try and level a bit. Because the thing I want to level in next is I want to get a 4th golem. And that's going to give me an additional 3 or 4% physical damage reduction. It's also going to give me more crit chance. It's going to give me more cast speed. And it's going to give me 280% buff effect on a flame golem. And that will be a lot of extra damage there. So if I can bust out 3 levels pretty easily, that's right there. And then maybe I can start thinking about, like, okay, maybe I can rework. Like, I could... It might be right here. Because this is 30, 42, 58% spell damage right here in 5 points. I'm pretty sure... Like, let's just go see what a level 1 stone golem does. Or flame golem. I think it gives 30% damage. Hold on. Only 15. So maybe it goes up as it levels. But for 3 points, that's 60% damage at level 1 flame golem. So that's better for 3 points. Plus I get the buffs to all my other golems. So maybe that's the reasoning that I can find to take these 3 points, spec out of these 5 points, and then on my next level, I get the golem buff. I think that's the plan. So I'll get a lot from taking this. Because just stacking golems is so worth it with Elementalist. Yeah. Anything else I've got to show off today? Oh yes. So this is from yesterday still. So I pulled this sword out of a ritual. It has T2 flat lightning damage on it. This can be crafted using essences that give... Here's one. Yeah, well, that's the... So I could use hatred essences, put flat cold damage on this, and hope I hit the flat fire damage, or craft the flat fire damage if it doesn't hit, and make an insane elemental attack weapon out of this. That's going to be a crafting project. For attacks, harvests, it's nice to have that. And then the other thing is a primordial chain that I found. This gives me 3 plus 3 max number of summon golems, so I could throw this on, technically. Actually, I could probably just get away with it. And then I could summon 3 more golems. I could get the stone golem. I could get the Flame Golem and a Carrion Golem, but I don't think Carrion Golem would really help me much at all. But yeah, that's an option. But it's also a Coral Amulet. And we could bake it. Ooh. Before that. Upgrade this. Let's throw basic anoint on there. Because I'm gonna corrupt it. Place its implicit. Okay, so now I can just add this into the stuff that I need to bake, and seriously, that's I've done a little bit, but still haven't gotten. I leveled 3 levels, so I didn't mess with the Scourge. So tomorrow I will definitely be doing that because I'll be leveling gyms. So that's it for me for today. Hope you enjoyed. Hit the like button, subscribe, and I'll see you tomorrow. Cheers.